Welcome to the Association Postgame presented by Caesars Sportsbook. Alongside Robin Lopez and Chris Haynes, Steven Nelson here. We just wrapped up our second game of this Wednesday in the Western Conference semifinals in San Antonio. And fellas, I don't think we're particularly shocked of the result, which is a Spurs win to even the series. But perhaps the margin of victory is a little shocking. It is the largest playoff loss in the history of the Minnesota Timberwolves franchise, the third largest postseason win for San Antonio. Rolo, let's get right into the highlights.
Why don't we?
For your pick to win, Victor Wembanyama, 19 points and 15 boards on the heels of his Game 1 triple-double. And here he is after the game.
Victor, you guys dominated this one, 38-point victory. What was the difference tonight?
Intensity to start a game.
Just that simple?
Yeah.
Now, you had talked about how in Game 1 you did unnecessary things, as you decided to call it, in Game 1. What did you do tonight that was necessary?
Crushing the boards early and fighting so they didn't get offensive rebounds and passing the ball.
There's obviously a lot of chatter about their experience versus your inexperience. What does a game like tonight say about that?
It says we don't care.
Very simple. Congratulations, Victor.
You set a ton for us. Come on, man.
All right, Victor, thank you.
Thank you.
Chris, it just seemed offensively couldn't get anything going in that first half. Just what did you see from your group that made it so difficult out there?
Well, I mean, they just kicked their butt in every aspect of the game tonight. So offensively, defensively, it didn't matter. They took it to us, and we didn't really respond very well. So,
In terms of wanting to keep the pressure on them, was it I guess disappointing to be able to not bring the fight tonight that way?
For sure, yeah. It was a very disappointing performance. Yeah.
Chris, Jaden was a -6 in a game that you lost by over 30 points. Foul trouble really seemed to just derail his night and your night as a whole. Just how important is it for him?
Jaden was a bright spot for us, and a lot of the fouls that he picked up were actually, fouls that he kind of left on an island, some early attacks and things like that where, he was left a bit vulnerable. We didn't bring enough help, and it, kind of certainly derailed his night. And we were never able to really benefit from a very good Jaden, which is important to us.
With Ant, it seemed like they, especially in the first half, they were sending the 2 on him really early, maybe a little different than how they attacked him in Game 1.
Yeah.
What did you like, or what did you maybe not like out of what happened after those?
I didn't like a lot of it. I didn't like much of it. I mean, you got to get off of it. You got to use it as a catalyst for ball movement, which is what it should be. I thought we dribbled in tough spots. I thought we were late getting off of it. I thought our spacing around it wasn't really good. And our decision-making when the ball came out of there wasn't good either. So it's kind of a chain reaction, So
you maybe answered a little bit right there, but what is the biggest offensive problem right now in this series for you guys, do you think?
Yeah, I think we got to go somewhere. We're kind of dribbling and going nowhere. We've got to be able to punch gaps and play downhill. That's what we like to do. That's when we're at our best. So,
along those lines, Chris, you guys missed threes early on, and then it seemed like maybe started turning them down a little bit. What needs to happen with the threes, even if they're not going in early?
I mean, we missed a few. I wasn't overly concerned about the threes. I'm more concerned about the free throws. I mean, we missed a ton of free throws in the last few games. So,
what do you say to your team after a tough loss like this, or do you let the stat sheet speak for itself?
No, I just told them we just got punked. Yeah. So
it seemed like when things were going downhill fast, it was them being able to trap you on the perimeter. Why weren't you able to move the ball and get off it when you got over the half-court line, do you think? Was it just the way they were trapping it, just not the vision, or what was it?
I just, we didn't anticipate it coming initially. Didn't get off of it quick enough. And then when we got off of it, the second decision wasn't quick enough. So.
And in terms of Rudy's impact, not nearly the same. Was it the way Wemby played tonight? He played a lot differently, at least to start. He was going to the rim a lot more, not staying outside.
I mean, he rolled. He got us on a couple offensive rebounds early. We thought would be more pick and roll in the game tonight. There was. We thought there'd be more ISOs. There were. So I think, Rudy just kind of gave him too much space. And with that size, even if Rudy's big, he still has room to operate. So.
Chris, 29-5 in fast break points tonight. Just on the priority list, how high is transition defense right now for you guys in this series?
It's vital, but the transition defense is a result of our poor offense and our shot selection and our turnovers. And that's, our offense has to help our defense in transition right now. Yep, thank you.
Chris Finch, I appreciate his press conferences, his honesty, how blunt he is. If you're a player, for those who missed it, he did say to the media that the message to his team in the locker room after this game 2 was, we got punked. When you're a player and you hear your head coach come in and say that, how do you process it?
I think in a situation like this, you can't argue that. I mean, it's what, a 40-point game or something? It may sting a little bit because you're competitive, you're out there doing whatever, but in your heart of hearts, that's true. You got to respond. And in the press conference, you saw him cite evidence. He cited the number. He cited the turnovers. I think they had 22 or something. The differential and fast break points.
29-5.
Correct, yeah. So although they got punked tonight, they know how they can statistically be better, and they know how they can be better just spiritually, emotionally on the floor.
Chris, Coach Finn, he knows how to light a fire under his team. He's a very candid coach, one of the best we have in this league. He's trying to make sure that these guys have the right mindset going into Game 3 when the series shifts to Minnesota. And they definitely got punked. You knew San Antonio was going to come out with some fire after letting Game 1 go. And so to not come in properly prepared to battle, I think that's what leaves Coach Finch really disappointed in his team's effort tonight. 22 turnovers today. And we saw, I mean, it seemed like we saw all the dunks and layups by the San Antonio Spurs in our highlight package. They took the ball and got to the basket at will. And you cannot play at that type of level when you're playing the San Antonio Spurs squad that is hungry and desperate to even the series.
Now, if you're a fan of the Minnesota Timberwolves or perhaps in that locker room, you did steal home court advantage.
You did that, yeah.
That happened. You did get Ayo Dosunmu back after missing a couple games. He only played 10.5 minutes tonight. It was a blowout loss. He probably didn't really need to play any more than that after missing the last 2 with the calf strain. And you're continuing to get Anthony Edwards' game legs underneath him. That's the spin.
I see what you're doing.
I mean, if you're trying to be glass half full and be optimistic, like our friend Rolo here, C. Haynes, those things would factor in. If you're a Spurs fan, that glass is not just half full, it's very full after this Game 2 victory. Victor Wembanyama, you figured he was going to bounce back. He had more makes tonight and fewer attempts than he did in game number 1, and he is at the podium now.
Ooh.